GameFront's Game of the Year Awards 2011. It's that time again to honor the cream of the crop in the world of video games. The following nominees represent the GameFront staff's top 5 picks of the best games in a specific category. Nominees are chosen by a combination of GameFront review scores, innovation, and overall how much fun they were to play. To take part in our Reader's Choice Awards, make sure to follow the link in the description to our Facebook page and answer the polls set up for you. Feel free to add your own choices to the poll as well if your favorite game is unlisted. After all is said and done, we'll pick one lucky voter to win any $60 game of their choosing. Best AAA Shooter. Battlefield 3. The successor to Battlefield 2 was instantly vaulted into the spotlight when the first footage from the Frostbite 2 engine was released. The first core Battlefield game to feature an actual single-player campaign, Battlefield 3 offers up an action movie-styled story in addition to the multiplayer the series is so famous for. It's okay, but the multiplayer is where the game really shines. Enormous 64-player maps return to the PC alongside the Conquest mode gameplay that the series was built on, and it all works wonderfully. After the dust has settled, BF3 looks to be the choice of a large number of PC shooter fans for the foreseeable future. Crysis 2. Can it run Crysis? A few years ago, that was a pretty important question. With the release of Crysis 2, the answer is generally yes, especially if you have a PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360. Despite the port to consoles, that doesn't stop Crysis 2 from being a gorgeous addition to this year's first-person shooter roster. Great graphics make the game stand out, but as always, it's Crysis 2's nanosuit that makes the game really worth playing. You get all kinds of great superpowers throughout the game, with tons of customization options that make you feel like the ultimate badass as you can take down soldiers and aliens across New York City. Crysis 2 gives you plenty of options on tactics and gameplay, both in single player and multiplayer. And do we mention it looks great? Because it really does. Gears of War 3. The sole third-person shooter on our list, Gears of War 3 for the most part provided fans with more of the same, but tweaked and fine-tuned the experience just enough to make it the best Gears game yet. Gears 3 has a leg up on those modern Battlefield simulators in one important way. Its online maps are relatively small, meaning that the action is fast and furious and never lets up even for a minute. You won't be caught off guard and killed by somebody you didn't even know was around, and Gears 3 is actually accessible in an age in which the elite rule the online battlefields. And, brilliantly, you can experience the last hurrah of Marcus Phoenix with up to 3 other players, but the game doesn't feel balanced towards co-op so much that it's not fun to play on your own. Epic has figured out the formula for a great shooter, and Gears of War is most definitely it. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Love it or hate it, it's hard to deny the success of Modern Warfare 3 and the importance it holds in the first-person shooter genre. Still one of the most addictive multiplayer shooters on the market, the addition of strike packages, kill-confirmed gameplay mode, Call of Duty Elite stat tracking and community features, and expanded Spec Ops mode only serve to sweeten the deal. Add on to that an extremely solid single-player campaign that features all the usual blockbuster set pieces, tight controls, a consistently smooth 60 frames per second frame rate across all platforms, and you'd have to be jaded not to see why Modern Warfare 3 manages to consistently smash sales records left and right. Resistance 3. Death and despair permeated throughout Resistance 3's campaign, but the game itself sparked a new life for old-school run-and-gun shooters on consoles. The return of health pickups, the ability to hold an entire arsenal of weapons at once, and aggressive AI made for a unique shooter experience in today's age of modern warfare. Backed by a strong multiplayer mode with some of the best weapons to be found on a console shooter, Resistance 3 closed out humanity's struggle for survival on a high note. Those are our nominees. Now get over to our Facebook page and cast your vote for a chance to win a free game in our Reader's Choice Awards.